Welcome back to The Farmer Was Replaced. This is episode 8, and because I fucked up the recording last time because of some messed up audio settings, I'm gonna re-record this. I luckily found a backup I could play on. So we didn't lose any progress, which is nice, and I don't have to do a lot of voiceovers. Some of you maybe got to know it via the community post on YouTube, but I hope now it's not messed up anymore. The problem was that the sounds on the actual playing were way too loud, and you should right now still hear me clearly. As you can see, most of our code so far is working. We actually can farm bones now. This is the dinosaur upgrade. What we're gonna look at today is Cactus. And before we do that, I'm gonna stop this. And before we do that, we got a nice announcement. We will get full release on October 10th. And for those that watching this in the future, we're in 2025. And there's some actually really cool stuff. We will have multiple drones. And we finally will have achievements. New sounds. I hope they keep the chicken in though. New music and more languages. So yeah, that's gonna be really nice. I'm especially interested in the multiple drones ones. Gonna close that, and we're gonna look into Cactus. Like other plants, Cacti can be grown on soil and harvested as usual. However, they come in various sizes and have strange sense of order. If you harvest a full-grown cactus and all neighboring cacti are in sorted order, it will also harvest all neighboring cacti recursively. Oh, that's really interesting. So basically, if you will harvest one here, and those, whatever sort it is, they will be harvested too. So we can maybe make it so that we just have to harvest one field, and we'll have that could be fun. A cactus is considered to be in sorted order if all neighboring cacti to the north, so up, and east, so to the right, are fully grown and larger or equal in size, and all neighboring cacti to the south and west are fully grown and smaller or equal in size. The harvest will only spread if all adjacent cacti are fully grown, sorted order. Yeah, that makes sense. You will receive cactus equal to the number of harvested cacti squared. So it's the same as, what was it? Pumpkins. So if you harvest n cacti simultaneously, you will receive n squared 2. N to the power of 2, I'm sorry. The size of the cactus can be measured with measure, and it's going to be one of these numbers. And we can swap cactus, so we can actually sort them, which is really interesting. And yeah, we see those are sorted. They can also be the same size, which is interesting. And I think, as I'm re-recording this, I didn't really look into this. Maybe I could have optimized more into this. I'm probably not gonna do it. I actually forgot what my exact code was. I don't have it open on a second monitor, so you can still hear what my thoughts are. Let's see. We also unlocked imports from other files, and I wanna show you this and use this in a way that's maybe just so you guys will and girls will see how it works, and then maybe can use it to your advantage. So I'm actually gonna make a new file that's called farm cacti with Actually, I'm not doing that right now, but I will have a function form Cacti. Or we could actually just call this Cacti. That would make sense. Form Cacti. And we will have all the code in here. I'm not going to do that right now, so we can just run this as it is. And we're going to import Cacti, which is this file. And yes, and then we can add another part down here. So if our number of items dot cactus is lower than cacti cap, then and the positions are 0, so if we're here, we're gonna do cacti dot form cacti, and we're gonna run this. So we're actually importing the file up here as this name, so we can use it down here again, and then call the function, which we have here later if it's not a comment anymore, and we can run this. And actually I'm not sure if it's case sensitive, so I'm gonna do it small like this. Now, how do we want to run this? How do we want to farm the cactus? We will have to sort them in order. So the smallest one here, the biggest one here, right? Oh, I actually have to look it up again. Pumpkins, where are the cactus? Yeah, so it can be in any direction, right? Oh no, wait. North, and these are full grown and larger. So we have the smallest one here and the biggest one here. That's our goal. So let's see how we can do that. For a general loop, or for general, we wanna like probably plant them. So we wanna plant, we wanna sort, and we wanna harvest. Harvest is probably gonna be easy. If they're perfectly sorted, we can just harvest this one and we are done. So let's just do that. Harvest. Because if they're fully sorted and we're harvesting here, it's going and all the cacti are going to be harvested. And just to make sure that we can check if this actually works, I'm gonna do while true to a flip, just so we can, if everything were run one time, we can see if it actually did. It will just flip here. So yeah, what do we need to plant? We will need to move over the whole field, just like we did in kinda every code part we wrote so far. So if you never saw me do this, go check another video out. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. So this is going to go all over, and do we need to harvest? Yes, it's probably a good idea to just keep it in. And if we have grasslands, we're gonna till it. So, but then we're not gonna plant sunflowers. We're gonna plant cactus. And if we now run this, and we don't run it, let's see. If we clear the field, we're gonna run this. It's gonna run over the whole field, and then do a flip. Exactly, and it already harvests this, but because they're not in sorted order, it didn't spread. So Now, what do we want to do? To sort. We want to run over the whole field, and just like we did right now. And every time we want to check this field and this field. Or do we want to do that? Do we want to check this field too? We could probably, but let's not do it for a beginning. We want to check this field, and if it's smaller than this one, we want to swap them, so the biggest ones are going to be up here, the smaller one's going to be down here. So let's again move over the whole field, and instead of harvesting and tilling and all that stuff, we want to probably do some variables. We want to have the current field equals 0, that's the size gonna be, and the testing field is gonna be 0, 2. And every time, we actually can check here, so we want to measure to the north. Oh no, we want to just measure, and we want to measure to the north. So in the current field, the size of this plant is going to be in the testing field, the size of this one. Now, if testing field is bigger in size than the current field, no, that's wrong. If it's smaller, so if this plant is smaller than this one, we want to swap them. Swap with north. And then we want to move one north and just do that. Now let's run this for one time. Now it's actually sorting them, but as you can see, this one got planted here and it got swapped here, which is correct, but we still got way down here. So we kind of have to do this 1, 2, if this one is the smallest one on the whole row, it has to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Now this is not the most efficient way to do this, but we have to do 5 rounds of this to make sure that every cacti is in the right sorting order. So we will not do this in get world size. We want to do this in get world size times probably times the size, because if the field is going to be bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got us 6 fields. So if the get world size, and we want to do it 5 times, we want to do it times get world size minus 1. I hope you can understand what I'm doing here. Should make sense. So now if we run this again, it's planting, and now there's an error here. Get world size, I forgot those. Let's see. It's running over, planting, and now it's doing 1 round of swapping, 2 rounds of swapping, 3 rounds of swapping, 4 rounds of swapping, 5 rounds of swapping. And as you can see, this is perfectly sorted. Now, it's still not perfectly sorted in this direction. As you can see, there's some big ones here, and this one is probably smaller than this one. So we're not only gonna do this in this direction, we're also gonna do it in this direction. So this time, we want to actually measure west. We want to also swap west if the testing field, so this field is smaller than this one. We want to swap them. And then we want to not move north, we want to move west, I think. Wait, so we're gonna move west all the time, and then we want to move 1 north. That should work, right? So let's see. It's running over, planting. Now, 1 sorting in north direction, 2 sorting in north direction, 3 sorting in north direction, 4 sorting north direction, and 5 sorting in north direction. As you can see, it's not that efficient. And it's also gonna sort in the wrong direction here. Now actually the biggest ones are here. So this is actually exactly what we don't want to happen. But as you can see, the biggest one is here. We just want it here, so we don't want to move. We don't want to move west. We want to do east. That's just a translation error there. We want to do Osten in German. I'm not German actually, but I'm Swiss German. But it's kind of the same language. Let's see, planting again. Now, checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you can see, the 5th one is not really necessary all the time. Here it's gonna be necessary because this one... Oh no, actually not. As you can see. And now with the harvest, it should harvest everything at once. Perfect. And this gave us an enormous amount of pumpkins. So we can actually take this one out and we can make this an actual function. I have to put this one in. And now if I also forgot to do a Cacti cap, which is unfortunate. Let's do that. And I'm also gonna up the power cap a little bit. Let's do 20k. I'm gonna up the power cap for the reason being to run like 10 times over the whole field. We need quite a lot of power. So I'm gonna do power cap, and it should farm power before doing anything else. Now, actually it's case sensitive. It's not, or I just wrote it wrong then. What did I do wrong? Now, as you can see, it's farming power first because we're below that 100 power I just set. It has to wait until they're fully grown to harvest them. Also, this is not the most efficient way. With version 1.0 approaching, I also want to get through the game a little faster. My goal is to upload weekly now. We will have to see how that goes. But I want to do a fresh start probably with 1.0. If you want that too, please leave a like and subscribe and write that down to the comments so I know that actually people want to watch that. Also, if you have specific focus on something, like if you want me to see to actually make most efficient ways of doing this, maybe also with research, tell me that. It's also really fun and motivating to read all the comments. As you can see, we're still farming power. Now we should have enough power to actually... Oh, we're farming bones. I forgot that while talking. Let's reset. There's chicken again. And now this is also case sensitive. Which is weird. Is it normal to actually write this in caps? I don't think so. But with power, it's really fast. The drone is moving really fast, so we actually need to make sure that we actually got power. And this works like a dream. And I think that's also it for today. I'm really happy that it works on the first try. and I didn't run into more issues than I already have. And I hope you enjoyed watching. As I said, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, write me a comment, and we see each other next time. Thanks for watching.